Copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Caution waving. The Charter Pipeline 250. There on the flag stand, just behind the yellow flag, that's Tony Twist, great winger for the St. Louis Blues. He waved the green flag to start this race, and having such a great time, he's not leaving the flag stand. It was Kerry Earnhardt, however, who spun to bring out the first caution flag of the day, and it comes out of lap 11. That's what happened to Kerry.
Just going down into turn 1 and 2. We saw that so much yesterday. Just the car washed up in the middle of the corner, Jeff, and there's just no grip up there, and there's nowhere to go. He had to spin the car. It was going to continue on and hit the wall. Right there, up on that straightaway, and again, I think that's a product that he's
Trouble
coming off
turn
the corner
2.
in third gear.
And it's Sauter.
Johnny Sauter in the 21 car. Caution is out.
Looks like everybody's going to get around without further incident. They're going to run back to the flag.
Looks like Johnny Sauter, he will get going, so he...
Watch the 21 car.
It looks like he just couldn't get back to the throttle, and he had to check up a little bit, and when he did, Kevin Grubb in the 26 got in the back of him.
Caution is out for the third time at Gateway. Randy LaJoie out of his car, walking around, waiting for Ashton Lewis Jr., the pole sitter, to climb out of that car in the middle, and Coy Gibbs. He is the third car involved, and the back of Gibbs' car is destroyed. Watch the right upper corner of your screen, and those cars will come into view. Right there.
There's going to be the hard hit right there. That's when Randy LaJoie in the 7 car came in there. I mean, it happened right in front of him, just nowhere for him to go. You don't know, or you think you can, you got to run wide open, just like they told Jason Keller earlier.
Yep. And it looks as if the 39 of Bingham not going to make it around to pit road, and caution is out. See if anybody gets a lap back here from race leader Mike Bliss. Nobody close as he comes off turn 4.
And of course, this is where the gamble would come in for teams like Johnny Sauter in the 21 car. You heard Butch Hilton talking about we need some cautions. You know, every time they get a caution flag, yeah, that's an opportunity to come in. But if you think you can make it with some...
Welcome back to St. Louis, where Kevin Grubb's car and his day have come to a halt on the front straightaway. A lot of smoke from the right side exhaust pipes as he rolled to a stop. And we're under caution for the 5th time today.
And these guys were having a decent run. They had hung out in the lead lap all day long. Of course, Kevin finished 3rd here a year ago, and some of our leaders elected to come back to pit road. These were more cars that were at the back of the pack. Scott Wimmer, Casey Kane. But Dick Bergman, how about a man that stayed out, running in 3rd, Stacy Compton.
Oh, we got trouble with turn 2 right there. Right in the middle of turn 2, got a car around.
Casey Kane in the wall. Caution is out for the 6th time.
Casey was running in 11th position, had those fresh tires, and he was definitely working his way through the field. It's almost like the approach rate with those fresh tires was getting him in trouble.
He got just enough room. He's going to make it.
Good move right there. Again, Larry, I think that's where those tires are starting to give up that little bit. You can't really get back to the throttle and make that good run up off the corner like he did earlier.
Yeah, Brian Vickers in the 5 opened the door for Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 25, so Johnny Sauter's on the verge of losing not 1 but 2 positions here, as next time by will be 6 to go.
Meanwhile, Stacy Compton is closing on Scott Briggs, but only by 1/10 of a second a lap, and that's not going to be enough for 2nd place to change hands. He has picked up a little distance on David Green, though. Mike Bliss now with a 3-second lead. It's his race.
Pretty much next time be 5 to go. He just cleared probably the last lap car that he'll have to deal with. The only other car out there is Ashton Lewis Jr., our pole sitter, who's out there running 42 laps down, and trust me, he will definitely yield to Mike Bliss if he gets there.
Boy, this doesn't end.
I'm telling you right now, I've been watching this battle right here between Stanton Barrett and Todd Bodine. Stanton's tried a couple times to pass Todd. They've gotten together, and he's shut the door on him. Looks like right now he's got position on. He's getting ready to come off at turn 4.
Kenny Wallace was right with him as Bodine goes for the big slide. Safe. And Wallace moves past.
Yeah, that's going to kick Todd all the way back to about the 12th position.
Yeah. Last car on the lead lap now for our point leader.
Remember, Todd qualified up in the top 20 well yesterday and had to go to the rear of the field with that engine change. Looked like at the beginning of the race when the track was very hot and slick, Todd's car was really good. But, Jeff, as the track has cooled down, that car has kind of went away from them.
Yeah, a lot of guys right there, I think, have run into that problem. But for our leader right now, Mike Bliss, it definitely has not gone that way. His car has stayed underneath him all day long. I mean, this has been a perfect handling race car, and he's done a great job of just making his way up through the traffic.
And the second place car, Scott Riggs, is in danger of backing up to Stacy Compton, even in just 4 laps remaining. Compton took a big 0.3 of a second bite out of that margin last lap. There's Stacy. Three to go.
I believe something happened to Stacy Compton. David Green just drove by him on the front stretch, headed off into turn 1. Something definitely don't sound exactly right with that race car. See David Green just really pulling away from him. I just wonder if he's maybe running out of fuel possibly. Remember, he was one of the ones that definitely was concerned could he make it on fuel, but something's definitely wrong with that car. We're getting a report that he has dropped the cylinder. Dick Bergman always feeding us information, even though we can't talk to him all the time, that he has dropped the cylinder here as they come across the line, 2 to go.
What a shame.
Yeah. Larry, this could be a product. We talked about it and documented earlier that Stacy Compton was going to be one of the guys who was going to be shifting more than anybody else. He was really going to keep his engine up on the high end of the RPM, so it may come back to bite him today.
Well, that is a big break for Scott Riggs because Compton was eating Riggs up.
Yeah, Compton just loses another position to Jason Keller, and looks like also Brian Vickers and Bobby Hamilton Jr. will go by him as well. As looks like the white flag is out for Mike Bliss. 1 lap to go. Mike Bliss, he's slowed down. He is slowed in the middle of 1 and 2. He's out of fuel, guys. He's out of fuel.
3/4 of a mile from his first Busch victory.
And Scott Riggs is barely going to get by him. He's out of fuel. Scott Riggs, all he's got to do is make another half a lap. But he's got David Green coming in a hurry in that 37 car.
Riggs had to slow up because Bliss was weaving back and forth trying to get fuel. So on the last lap, Scott Riggs is going to wheel it off turn 4 with David Green filling up his mirror. Surprise! Riggs will go to victory lane.
For a guy that was not happy with his race car whatsoever, he wins the first race of this 2003 season.
And what did Doug Randolph tell his driver?
Drive it like you stole it.
Exactly right. And say, hey, don't worry about the fuel.
David Green is second. Jason Keller third. Fourth to Brian Vickers. Fifth, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Sixth, Stacy Compton. Seventh, Johnny Sauter. 8th, Scott Wimmer. 9th, Stanton Barrett. 10th, Kenny Wallace. 11th, Todd Bodine. And Tim Schutt can only wonder of what might have been as Mike Bliss comes home 12th, the last car on the lead lap.
And you really feel for Tim Schutt. I mean, he had a race car that just dominated. There you see Mike Bliss on pit road, and that has to be it's a very sick feeling.
It really is. Both those cars are trying to stretch it. 91 laps. It's the last time they stopped.
And that car was perfect from the time he took the lead, and Mike Bliss led 117 laps. The car was perfect all day. So, Chuck LaMille.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.